So hello, it's hard after the ship. I think it's challenging to keep you entertained, but I'll try to be short and sweet. Okay, so basically we are a company that we've been running and deploying LoRa networks for more than 10 years. You can see here we've deployed many parking spots all over the cities, construction sites, mining companies. So we have a big expertise in the field. Okay, and I wanted to talk to you about how you build a good product for your customers, how you focus on your customers, and how you deploy solutions, making use of the ecosystem, right? That we are seeing in this conference, which is amazing. So, just to give you a few examples of where our data loggers and sensors have been. So this is Ponte Vecchio in Italy. One of the it's a critical site, indeed. Another example is the Los Angeles Metro. They are building a new line there, and they are using our data loggers to control the geotechnical hazards in there. And finally, a picture of a mine tailing dam. So these tailing dams is something that exists in every mine. They are quite dangerous, and the hazard and the way is very critical to monitor them in real time to understand what's happening. So what I wanted to focus today is like what we've learned, right? What we've learned with all of these experiences. And it's really important always to listen to your customers and listen to the market. Okay? So I'm gonna give you the key points and the key pain points that this industry is facing and how we tackle that. Okay? How we tackle those pain points. So even if we are in the 2020, we've seen here many ways to deploy the technologies, LoRa and LoRaWAN, but basically some of these industries and companies are still running with traditional methods to gather data. Okay, so here is a traditional setup for one of those projects. Most of the time, you can see the sensors, the geotechnical sensors that go in the surface, and those ones are being read manually still. So this is something that's still being done, and it's a challenge in terms of cost for these companies and a liability in terms of mistakes that can be done. Okay, so as I said, now there's huge monitoring points spread over a large area. These are kilometers, miles away. So these working environments are constantly changing. It's very challenging to deploy sensors in there. Cabling is another solution. It's very vulnerable and expensive as well to do. So the people working there are also suffering for safety hazards. Is quite hard. There's compliance and insurance regulations right now. And there's a high cost as well of maintaining these infrastructures. Okay, so what we did to help them? So we built a wireless monitoring system that helps take the data points from those traditional sensors and bring them to their cloud, to their offices, to a place where they can study that and analyze it in real time. Okay, so another pain point. So you've seen even though you have the sensors there, it's really hard even to go and put the data loggers. Those places are in really difficult positions to access, okay? So you can see here where the data loggers are put. Sometimes it's more expensive to go and install one of those data loggers than the actual cost of the data logger. Okay, so that's something as well, that's an issue that these companies are facing. So what we did, we deployed a product that's low power. It's up to 10 years, so the quality is key, right? So there's a quick and easy setup for the person that's there in a difficult position to install the data logger, and it's robust. So these sensors have been deployed. I'll show you a few examples, but these pictures some of them are in the desert, in really cold places all over the globe. So you want that to work. You know, as I said before, the cost of this is like $500, $1,000, but basically to send someone there is even more expensive if you have to fix it. So it has to work. So that's another key learning for us. Okay, another pain point, and this is not a pain point, but basically these sensors, the sensors you've seen in there, the traditional sensors that are reading the geotechnical measurements, those are trusted over the years. We don't need to change them. So that's why we built something that actually integrates with them. So this is where we start talking about the ecosystem, right? So you are also talking about ecosystems here, no? From the LoRa and then up to the cloud. But this is an ecosystem down the earth, right? We are integrating with the actual sensors. We don't need to build those for them. We need to help them translate that data and send that data from the field to the cloud. And also, when we've seen the opportunity, we've built our own sensors. So we build a till meter and a laser distance meter. Okay, so that's something that we've seen by talking to our customers, by experiencing the needs they have, right? Another pain point that they are experiencing. So they don't have any knowledge. Most of them, they don't have knowledge about setting up networks, and they are very remote. So we also set that for them. So we install the gateway for them, and we deploy those data loggers in a way that work. Okay, so the customer only wants to have the data from the sensor to their geotechnical teams, no, to analyze it. So that's another way to help these customers. Okay, and the other thing is, once you have that data there, what you do with it. So you want to really understand what's happening in real time. Okay, so you need to comply with regulations as well. So most of those projects are experiencing incidents recently. So there's even there's lethal accidents. So governments are now pushing them to comply with regulations. They have to send data from the actual sites onto the government to demonstrate that they are monitoring these sites. Okay, so basically what we build, and this is using the power of LoRaWAN, we build a system that actually gathers all the data from the different sites of these companies, and then allows them to have no data losses, automated backups. No, they can have real-time alerts. That's another key as well. You don't want someone to be looking constantly at the software. You want to get alerted when something is about to happen, and actually give them the right reporting mechanism. So a way to share that data with the government bodies, right? So that's something we did. The other one, so we have also, right now, these companies, what they are saying is, up until, let's say, 5 years, we were the only ones setting this network. We were putting the data loggers there. Nobody heard about LoRa. We were the only ones making use of the network that we installed. But right now, one of the questions that we get is like, what happens when we are now buying a tracker for my workers that is also LoRa or LoRaWAN? What happens with that? Do all of these partners are going to set up their networks in collision in there? So that's why we build a system that they can integrate with us. So we have the network, and we can integrate those devices onto the same system. Okay? So at the end, we give a system where they can set up and maintain those devices. It's obviously not as easy as it seems. You have to talk with the different partners and the different device makers to make sure you understand each other. But I think all of us should learn from this. I mean, there's an ecosystem. We all have to live and to serve the customer at the end of the day, no? On a single source of truth. So that's what we did. We built something that allows them to integrate many sensors in the same location. And then, lastly, there's one last pain point. So you have the data, but that data also has to be shared somewhere. Okay? They want to analyze that data in very specific geotechnical tools. They want to send the data to their ERP tools. So we built something that actually makes them the possibility to share, right? So we give APIs for them to share that data anywhere. We build also a system to give them MQTT capabilities. So it's a way to say, look, you are gathering the data. I'm helping you to get the data from the ground to the cloud, but then I'm giving you the possibility to share it wherever you want. So that's also very important to share in the ecosystem, is to be able to be open and to integrate with any tool, right? So very briefly, but there's a key takeaway. I mean, you have to listen to your market, listen to your customers, and then build something with them. So there's no way to build your own tool, to lock in with your own ways, no? And I think that the most important thing and the key is to actually hear them and see where they're experiencing the pain points, okay? So at the end of the day, what we have now, it's an end-to-end tool. It's an industrial IoT tool that actually gets the data collects from the sensors, sends the data to the gateways. Obviously now, with the power of TTN, TTI, we are also able to share that with the cloud, and then give them the option to integrate and to share that through MQTT, APIs, anything, right? So that's it for me. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you very much, Albert Zaragoza. You can give the pointer to the next speaker.